What's a crazy fact about your country? Since 1947, we had 22 election rounds and 67 governments. That is, on average we went through 3 different governments between consecutive elections. And they lasted on average just over a year. In Finland we have 5.5 million people and 3.2 million saunas. Still, my favorite fact is the fact one of our prime ministers probably drowned, and to remember him, we named a pool after him. Another contender is the fact that in one of the world wars the game plan for if we were invaded and lost was to lead him into wildlife. It's illegal to handle salmon suspiciously. The age of sexual consent used to be 12. Yes, you heard that right. 12. It wasn't even that long ago that this was changed. It was changed to 16 just back in March. You can marry a dead person, with presidential agreement and under special conditions. We've had a war with Denmark for the past 25 years over ownership of some random island. It's fought by exchanging alcoholic beverages and exchanging flags being planted on the island every once in a while. Unfortunately, the war just ended this year. We split the island down the middle. So disappointing of an ending to an epic war. UK. During the ad breaks on certain TV shows, such as Corrie, we have what we call the TV pickup, when the British National Grid gives an extra boost of power to manage the sudden influx of people getting up to switch on their kettles to make themselves a cup of tea. There are people whose jobs are to predict exactly when these pickups will occur. We have more bikes than people. We are 4th in alcohol consumption. Somewhere in top 10 tobacco use. Number 1s in beer per capita, and over 30% of people here are obese. The first King of England made a law that everyone had to be in bed by 8 p.m. Believe it or not, Kazakhstan is the number 1 exporter of potassium in the world. All of your potassium supplements come from here. I would know. I own a potassium factory. We ate our prime minister. Oh, and we also ate his brother. My country's whole economic system relied on families of 10 children supporting the 2 parents. And that's the reason it totally failed. Along with heavy corruption and nobody paying taxes. Left us with being a country in debt for the last 13 years. Right now, the economic power relies only on tourism and nautical commerce. Our landmass looks like a boot, and I think it must have kicked our biggest island at some point. Because it's moving away from us by 1 centimeter a year. Our country has the most number of vegetarians, yet our chicken dishes are widely popular. The movie The Wolf of Wall Street was financed with our taxpayers' money. Also, we lost a plane. Our financial system just made the world commit securities fraud. The full name of our capital, which roughly translates to City of the Gods, is Krung Thep Mahanakhon. Amen Ratanakosan Mahinthara Ayuthaya Mahadalok Farp Noparat Ratchathani Bariram Udomrachani Wet. Mahasathan Amen Piman Awatan Sat Hit Sakathatia Witsanakam Prasit. We made a commercial openly admitting we misunderstood a native word and ended up naming our country, village. Despite being a country with continental proportions. More than 8 million square kilometers. We've got a notorious lack of atypical natural phenomena. No volcanoes. No earthquakes. No hurricanes. No tsunamis. It doesn't even snow anywhere in the entire country. On the other hand, we're in the list of megadiverse countries. With 6 continental biomes. Edit. Okay people. It does snow in here. Kinda rarely and only in a very small part of it. But it does. It was a generalization because the huge majority of us have never experienced it in the country. I'd risk saying more people from here have seen snow while traveling abroad than people have within the country. Sorry for the exclusion. I was just making it practical for the argument. Also, fora Bolsonaro. Belgium went 594 days without government and didn't become a crime-ridden dystopia. My country's name is based on the word uterus. We are the happiest country in the world but have one of Europe's highest suicide rates. Beer was not officially considered as an alcoholic drink until, 2011. Russia. After we put the indigenous people on reserves, we allegedly wanted them to become farmers. But we didn't just teach them to farm the way white folks farmed with the 19th century technology that was current at the time. We had a peasant farm policy where we gave them rudimentary tools and made them farm with old-timey techniques, ostensibly due to the belief that they had to evolve toward modern farming on their own, but actually so that they could not compete with white farmers and basically stayed farming at a subsistence level or failed at it altogether. Canada. If you're wondering, it has no official national language but many of its citizens think it's English. In Bulgaria, shaking your head means yes and nodding means no. My country is the only one in the world which has reverse meaning behind the shaking and nodding. So if you happen to spend your holiday in Bulgaria, be prepared to not get confused by this. D.